What up, my guys and girls? Welcome into another show, man. WNBA Talk with myself, our guy Ronald Cabang, our guy Skee Profit gonna be coming here as well in a few minutes as well, my guys. Hope everybody having a great day, great off season. Obviously, we love betting NBA, but it's until then we only got WNBA. That's only basketball that's going on, unless you like betting Big Three or something like that. But what's up with you, Ron? What's up with you, Ronald? Everything cool with you, my guy?
Yeah, man, everything's good. Man, like a couple of weeks ago, it almost seems like 2 weeks now, but I had like COVID, like there was COVID in the household, so I was like not feeling great. But yeah, finally back to almost full strength. So glad to be healthy. But for the most part, man, WNBA has been pretty good lately. It was like a roller coaster. Started the season out super hot, went on a little losing streak, and then now coming back up a little bit. So hopefully, hopefully we that's just a good sign for the rest of the season here.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. That's a fact right there. Yeah, my guy, you had COVID about like 4 times, bro.
Dude, this
Damn,
is like three times
you,
now.
bro, you
Yeah,
might have to just stay in your room, man. Like, damn, still, well, you gonna have to wear that suit where like nothing could get in, nothing could get out. You see what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
That
There
hazmat
you go.
suit.
Ski.
What's up with you, Ski, my guy? Everything cool with you?
You're on
Ski,
mute.
you on mute, my guy.
Y'all can't hear me?
I
Yeah,
got
now
you
we
now.
can
We
hear
got
you.
you now. Yeah,
All right, maybe that other AirPod just messed up, but I've been better, but I can't complain still. I live a pretty good life, but I would love to be at home, but I'm on the road. I'm in the room.
Are you on the
I'm
road again? I thought you said you was back
not on
home.
the road. My bad. I'm just in a room. I'm not in my house.
Okay, I
So
can
my
dig
bad
it.
for being.
Oh, now I see
The
what you're
ski the
saying.
ski
Now
world
that makes
tour has
sense.
ended.
Everything makes sense now, Ski. What you was texting with your key card said that makes sense. That makes sense. My guy say, "Hey, I can't do no complaining. I live a good life, man. I dig that shit." Hey, I dig that right there, man. But it's all business here on the show, man. We got 5 games to go over. We're gonna try to get through them in less than 30 minutes. See what I'm saying? To keep y'all attention span. Let's get over here. First game up. We're going to the streets of my guy Ronald streets. We're going to the streets of Seattle in this one, guys. We got the Storm getting 7.5 points at the house versus the Connecticut Sun in this one. Sun been balling, man. 8-2 straight up last 10 games, 7-3 against the spread as well. Starting to get back to that caliber, the top three team in the league over there, Ronald. How you looking at this game, my brother? You think the Sun continue to smack some teams up, or you think the Storm can keep it close in this one?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Sun, obviously the Sun have the advantage on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. I don't know what the Storm are doing. Like, I don't get why they're trying to win games right now. Like, they, Mercury, and the Fever, they know what they're doing, right? They took some L's, but I don't understand why they try to get that win the other day. I really think that I'm hoping that the Sun win and cover here this one. For the most part, I mean, like I said, the advantages on both offensive and defense is on the Sun side here. Like especially like when you're looking at points in the paint, how much the Sun score in the paint versus how much the Storm allow in the paint. It's a huge advantage there. Defensively, there's a big gap between defensive rating between the Sun and the Storm there. I think they're just gonna be the Storm's probably just gonna struggle defensively. There's a way to pivot if you don't like the number at 7.5. I think it is right now. You
Mm-hmm.
could probably look towards like a Sun team total over, but I do think that the Sun is the way to go in this one.
Yeah, that's a good point there. It's starting to go up to 8 at bookmaker now on this one. Ski line open up at 7, basically 7.5 across the board, but at one of the sharper books, it is starting to go up to 8. And now in super early start as well. This is a 3 p.m. Eastern start as well, guys. So it's kind of crazy, Ski, because the Sun they're more used to those early type of games being an East Coast team. The Storm, they're used to playing them late night games, and so now could be a little bit different for them. So you think the Sun gonna run their ass off the court or what?
I think they're definitely capable. They've been playing really good. I'm just looking at how I think about the Sun, and also just looking at some data. They're 9-5 against the spread on the road, and just comparing that to what I've seen lately. Like the games they had lately, when they were at home, they're both double-digit spreads. So I think you just get you get better numbers because you're on the road. You don't want to be taking them when you expect them to win by 12, 13, 14 points like that. So I still think the number is good. You probably want to get in early before it moves up anymore. And that's I just been debating all day. I just didn't pull the trigger on anything because I wanted to talk to y'all, but I like the way they're playing right now. The only thing is Seattle's been covering too, but I
Mm-hmm.
have a lot more faith in that Connecticut team. I was thinking either them on the spread or maybe Seattle team total under, something like that.
Yeah, that's a good look. Maybe even like Ronald said, the Sun team total over as well. I know y'all like to bet totals. Look like this total started to trickle up somewhere around that number of 160, right? Where you got to score. Each team got to score around 20 points a quarter. Ronald, what do you think about possibly looking towards the over? Well, how do you think this game will go? Fast paced game, or you think it might be a little bit slower with the early start?
I think it's one of those games where, when a top team has a clear advantage, they tend to not play defense. I think it's going to be that type of game where the Sun might just focus on their offense and try to outscore them, basically. Because it's something that they can do. They're pretty. They could score from outside. They could score from inside. Defensively, the Storm made some adjustments throughout the season. Putting the Mengiadu into the lineup. Gabby Williams has been balling as well since she started. I think it's like 6 games now, 6 or 7 games into the starting lineup. She's been doing pretty well as well. But my model has this actually the Sun minus 11 and then the total at 163. So it's looking towards the Sun. It's looking towards the over. Like I said, if you want to pivot and you think this number is too high, I still think that there's still value towards the Sun team total over.
That's a good look. Any thoughts on this total, Skee, before we get to the next one?
I'm probably not going to play the full game total. I do think the Sun can score at will against the Storm, so I'm not mad at that team total look. I just, the more I think about the game, I feel most comfortable just laying a 7.5 and expecting them to get it done like that.
Yeah.
No, it's a great point. It's a great point there, man. Yeah, I would maybe lean towards Sun team total over. Wouldn't be surprised if full game got over as well. No, the Sun without Brianna Jones don't have a ton of rim protection down there. I'm not depending on DeWanna Bonner to be defending the rim or her lanky ass about that, but she can ball though, man. She can ball, man. But we'll see how Jewel Lloyd does. Lead scorer in the WNBA right now. It's definitely going to be a great game. It's about to come on here in a couple hours as well. So sure, everybody will be watching that game, guys. Let's get over here to the next game in this one. Let's go over here to the streets of where we're going, Ronald. We're going to Indiana in this one. Let's go to the streets.
Sparks Fever.
Yeah, we're going to the streets of Indiana in this one, man. We got the Fever basically at a pick. It's a pick 'em. So basically, you just pick the winner in this game. You got the Sparks coming off their road win versus the Washington Mystics in that win. Now they go up against the Fever. I think the Sparks have covered 5 straight games. The Fever are 0-5 against the spread in their last 5 games. But they basically open up as a favorite. It's -1 in this one, Ronald. Do you think that and they could possibly get back Nalissa Smith as well? She's questionable for this game, could be super rusty, but I mean, we got to admit they've really missed her on the rebounding, missed her scoring as well. I feel like if she can come in there and give them 10 points and 5 rebounds, that would help them out a lot. The Sparks, they already beat the Fever twice, so you can argue it's a double revenge game. I didn't bet anything today, Ronald, but I must say I was looking towards the Fever. If it was like if I had a free bet and I could get the money, I'd actually be taking the Fever here. It sounds crazy, but I think Smith probably comes back, and it's one of those where not the star player come back, not mess things up. They need her ass out there, Ronald. What you doing in this one?
Yeah, you're mentioning like how they miss her on the offensive side of the ball, but defensively, she was a key cog too. I think there was a point where they were one of the top defensive rated teams in the league during a little span, and I think she was a big part of that for the most part. My model has this pretty close to where the open was, -1.5. It has moved down to pick 'em, like you said. But for me, it's still a close call. I think I would lean towards maybe the over in this one. For the most part, one thing that I could see is that Fever's defense still sucks. 106.3 defensive rating. One thing that the Fever do offensively, I think slightly better than the Sparks, points in the paint and shooting efficiently as well. So they have the slight advantage offensively, but I think defensively the Sparks have the advantage there. Their defensive rating 100.7, so a clear advantage there. Fast break points, I think both teams are allowing a pretty good chunk there. So that's where I think that it can kind of lead to a faster paced game and probably go towards the over in this one.
Man, over with the Sparks, man. That's a little, but the favorite defense has been ass though. I can't say listen to the post-game interviews. That's all that I mean. The coach been preaching this shit all season, but they did look a little bit better last game versus the
Dreams. I think the total is just too low.
Half.
I mean, like I'm not expecting them to score like 165, 170 around there. But at 150, 157.5, I think 160 is doable.
What you think, Skee? What you think on this Sparks Fever team battle of 2 teams that I thought was going to be making the playoffs in a playoff run this year, and they're both ass. They both turn out to be ass. Skee, what you think? Who you think gonna win this game, my guy?
Bum fight right here, right? This one's tough for me. I wish somebody was catching points because then they'll make it a little easier. I could just say I don't want to lay with the other team, but out of pick them, I don't like betting the Sparks without Lexi Brown out there. Mm-hmm. And just the thought of Nalissa Smith coming back, I know how big of a deal she is because she's the reason that the Fever even started to get a little bit better, drafting her last year. So I lean towards the Fever at home if she will be out there, which I think she will. But more than that, I probably go the same way that we talked about. I think last time I was on with you guys, the first half, or maybe it was just Ronald. I think it was both of you guys. The first half for the Fever games, they're higher scoring. They're hitting like 64% to the over. I think it's like 18-10 to the over. Mm-hmm. And then in that second half, it's just the scoring stops. The Fever, I think, are 13-14. So 14-13 to the under on the full game. So I would prefer to get in and get out if I'm liking an over in that game with the 80.5 first half.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, because the Fever, it seems like they can't play the first half, but they never give up. So they always kind of make a run or come to play in that second half. It sounds crazy, but what I see Nalissa Smith coming back, and I see the Fever getting a win here. Do I care enough to bet on it? Not really, but Fever would be one of my top plays today if I was to bet. That's the one that I've been sleeping on. I feel like they get over that hump, especially since the Sparks kind of a little, not fat and happy, but they actually got them a win last time out. So now it's not a must-win spot, right? But this is a winnable game for the Sparks if they do want to make the playoffs. Some tells me that Smith comes back and Fever get the job done. But good Lord, it would take a lot for me to bet on it, my guys. But let's get to a good game, man. It's a good matchup of two great teams here. We're going to the streets of D-Town here. My guy Skee notifies. We're going to Dallas here, man. The Wings getting 8.5 points at the house versus the Las Vegas Aces. They just come off getting their ass smacked by 40 points to the New York Liberty and Elway, man. Only one day of rest as well to fly from New York all the way down to Dallas. Not sure how much that's going to affect them. Did see Asia Wilson get elbowed pretty damn hard, man. It seemed like she wasn't right after that, in my opinion. But Wilson, she might have had a concussion. They still put her back in the game. Whatever. Aces land 8.5 versus a team that can actually hang with them, Ronald. Wings coming off back-to-back losses to the Chicago Sky, gave up 104 points both times. Do you think they were looking ahead to this Aces game, or do you think that they can match up well with them once again?
Yeah, I think this team matches up well with them as far as like pace wise and length and all that. Also, I mean, obviously coming off of a big loss from the Liberty there, the Aces probably want to bounce back. I think it's supposed to be, isn't it like Asia's birthday maybe, or someone mentioned? I think I've seen that somewhere or something like that. But Asia is probably gonna want to bounce back here, especially with all the stuff going on Twitter about her not being an MVP, blah blah blah, and stuff like that. So I think she's going to show up today. I think it's going to be an overtime game, if I'm being honest. And from a spread perspective, I do think that the Wings can cover this number, but I think it's just I think matchup wise, I think it's really tight for me to take the spread. So I just expect both teams to show up offensively here and get over the high total. It is a high total, but I think it's going in the right direction.
Yep, no, that's a good point there. It's a good point. And like I say, Aces looking for a bounce back in Noah and Skee. What do you think happens? Are the Aces going to be pissed off from that 40-point loss, or because they are landing a lot of points here on the road versus a team that we saw the Wings be able to hang with the Aces here. I know it's a bounce back spot for the Aces, but I mean the Wings just come off back-to-back home losses as well. Here, Skee, how do you think this game goes, my guy?
I think the Wings have lost 3 of their last 4 games, or maybe just haven't covered 3 of the last 4, something like that. So I don't think it's too much of a look ahead. Like, they just haven't been playing as well anymore lately. They do, like you said, match it well, the length, and I think sometimes they start playing zone against them, and it starts to bother the Aces too. So I don't really want to back the Aces on the full game, but so far, off of a loss this season, yeah, they've been pissed off. They come out, they take care of business in the first quarter. It translates in the first half, and I think they usually go on to win those games. So I would get in and get out, probably Aces, first quarter -3 or first half -5. Either ways, I'll choose to play their spread. And I'd probably leave the total alone myself.
Got you. Skee liking, hey, say maybe go with the Aces first quarter, first half. Ronald's liking the over in this game. This line was at 9.5, down to 8.5 now. So maybe some money coming in on the wings here as the home dog in this one. But obviously, gonna be really tough to bet against the Aces coming off a horrific outing like that. But like I say, they did. It's not the best of travel spots if you when you're traveling from New York down to Dallas on only one day off. Remember, they're not on private jets. You see what I'm saying? They flying commercial and shit. We say he looks sick. You need come on, damn, bro, y'all, man. Hey, somebody mad at us. Damn, what my guy say? My guy came on here trying to roast people, man. We're trying to help y'all out with the picks, but it's all good, man. Sound like we leaning towards Aces first half and the over in this one, guys. A couple more games here. Got a really good one here this next game, guys. Let's go over here to the streets of Chi-Town in this one, guys. We got the Sky laying 3.5 points at the house versus the Minnesota Lynx in this one. Sky just come off of they have 3 straight games where they scored 104 points, guys. So for whatever reason, I guess the Sky are back. Now the offense is rolling. But personally, I feel like Marina Mabry really like had like revenge versus the Wings, and that's why they really want to go off. I don't think that she likes Enrique. She hate playing with her, all that. I think that's the main reason why they want to go beat the Wings. Yeah, but you know what, Skee? Just the way I like to think, I mean, this could possibly be a letdown. You just come off 2 Super Bowl type games versus the Wings. Now you come back to the house. The Lynx coming off a bad game, who they'll start to play a lot better. I didn't bet this game, guys, but I know Ronald has a different opinion, but I do lean the Lynx plus the points in this one. I thought the spread would actually be a little bit higher, but I actually think the Lynx can win this game, to be honest with you. Still not sold on the Sky, but I can say, Ronald, current form or recent form says the Sky might keep it rolling here, especially if they keep putting up over 100 points. Ronald, how you looking at this game, my brother?
Yeah, I mean, I think pace wise, it's going to be tough to, like you said, it's going to be tough to go back to back 100-point games or whatever it is. I mean, like multiple 100-point games, especially for this team. But I think it's more so just it's just matchup wise, right? Because they've been playing teams who don't play defense, and I think the Lynx are a little bit better defensively than some of these teams, but they're still towards the bottom of the league as far as defensive rating. So it could be another matchup where maybe they don't hit 100, but they could still hit in like the high 80s or even the 90s there, just from a matchup perspective. And I think this game could go to the over just because both teams defensively aren't that great, but I think the offensive advantages on the Sky side are a little bit more clear, right? A better scoring average. They're a little bit more efficient when they're shooting. The three-point shooting is a little bit better. I know the Lynx are better at points in the paint for the most part, but if the Sky can get a lot of opportunities to shoot these threes and all that, it's going to give them the clear advantage in the long run for the most part. So I know what's the number at 3.5 now. I have the Sky as -7, right? So I think that this is a big game for the Sky here. I think they keep that momentum going until they get hit with the Liberty, the Mystics, the teams that actually play some defense. I mean, when the Mystics have a Deladon and Shakira back, but right now they're not playing a lot of defense. But I think when they hit the Liberty, that's when they're going to get hit pretty hard. But this one, defensively, I think it makes sense that the Sky can put up some good numbers again. So if you don't like the number, if you don't like the spread, maybe another team total over. I do think that the momentum keeps going here against this weak defense on the Lynx.
My guy said the Liberty, man. It's crazy because the Liberty defense actually ass. They just turned it up versus the Aces. That's the WNBA for your ass, though, boy. I'm telling you. But Steve, what you think?
Real quick, I talked about this on another show. I was like, if the Liberty peak at the right time and the Aces start to struggle without Candace, that could be some momentum where the lines a little shift on that championship, and then maybe you can get some better numbers on the Aces later to get the championship. So. That's one thing that I could say about that.
The Liberty winning that shit this year, man. I'm telling you, I think the league wants Sabrina to win. That's just what I feel. I told Skee this before the season, man. And I bet you them odds moved after the last game as well. But whatever, unpopular opinion. I don't give a damn. People won't like it. I don't give a shit, Skee. What we doing here? Do you think the Sky keep that shit going? Because remember, they got it done on the road. Now they come back to the house. Can they keep that momentum going, or can the Lynx can they hang with them?
I personally will not be laying any kind of points with Chicago Sky. I just don't think they're that good. And just looking at how the Lynx have been playing lately, like they've been playing really tough competition. Their last 4 games, they played the Liberty twice and the Sun twice. And they were in, I think, a couple of those games were really close games. So if they can hang with the top dogs going up against Chicago, why can't they get the outright win? So you giving them 3.5 points. That's just how I feel. I think the Lynx can hang, if not win the game.
That's a great point, guy.
I have a follow-up question for that though, Skee. Like, one of the things that we talk about is like schedule wise, right? And like when you play tough teams, sometimes you kind of let down after you put up such like big efforts, right? After you play the Sun and the Liberty twice, you would think that they want to put up like their 100% effort. Then they go against the Sky, a team that's towards the bottom of the league or like towards the middle of the pack or whatever. You think that they let down a little bit though?
Well,
I don't think so.
Some teams maybe, but not a team coached by Coach Reeve. I just think that Minnesota, even though they don't always, play the best, it's still a certain pedigree over there, and they're not going to let them let down when they're still trying to make the playoffs and push for the playoffs. That's just my personal opinion.
My answer, Ronald, I think they have a huge coaching advantage in this game, in my opinion. We can't forget that the Skies coach left in the middle of the season. Now they got this rookie ass coach out here. I know they've been winning games, couple impressive wins over the Wings, who do play defense, in my opinion. I just feel like they had a couple, maybe it was a bad matchup, or really it was Mabry just wanted to come in there and kick their ass. But coming off a couple straight losses for the Lynx, they lost 4 out of the last 5 times to the Sky as well, including earlier this year. So you have revenge, you have the better coach, you're coming off a couple losses, and you're coming off tougher competition. Whereas where I like to look at it is like, oh, okay, we came off playing against these ballers. Now we go up against this team, and I don't even think they should be underdogs in this game, in my opinion. So, but I didn't bet it, so I mean, take that with a grain of salt. But I do. The Sky have been playing really good lately, so recent form would say Sky could keep it going, but I just feel like, and it's a standalone home game as well. Come off 2 road games, 1 home game, then you go back out on the road for 3 more road games as well. So I don't like the spot for the Sky. It would be Lynx plus 3.5 for nothing, Ronald, but I didn't bet it, so I definitely hope you cash, my brother. One more game here. Let's go to the last game rundown, if you don't mind. Last game up. We're going over here to the streets of bum ass Phoenix. We're going to bum ass Phoenix Mercury in this one, man. The Mercury laying 2.5 points. What the hell are we doing here? Versus the Washington Mystics. We know that everybody's out right now, but I don't know. I'm still not looking towards laying them 2.5 with the Mercury, man. Now that Tarazi got the record, will they fucking care for the rest of the season, Ronald? Whatever. But Mercury have been playing a lot better. Do you think that they should be laying points against anybody?
This one's tough. My model was like pretty much close to. I think my model has it at -3, so really tight to the number here, -2.5. So I'm gonna stay off the side there. Slight lean to the under on this one. I think just pace wise, especially with Griner coming back, I think they focus on slowing down the game and the half court offense there for the Mercury. And then obviously Mystics, their defense has been off and on, especially more off than on without EDD and Shakira. But I think this is a situation where Phoenix have been on a good offensive run. Maybe we see them let down a little bit here, but I think just comparing the two, maybe the Mystics have a slight advantage there based on how they've been playing the last, I want to say like a little further, 10 games or whatever. So versus the Mercury who just brought back Griner to the offense. So consistency on the offensive side, I'd say Mystics. Defensively, I do see the Mystics playing a little bit better defense too. But being at home, I give the Mercury the advantage to get the win, but I think it's too tight.
Man, this is my least favorite game here, Skee. I don't know what to do with this game. I ain't gonna waste your time. What are you thinking, Skee? What are we doing? We laying 2.5 with the Mercury?
Yeah, I don't really like this game either, but no, hell no, I'm not laying nothing with the Mercury. So I'll just look at the total, and I like what Ron was saying. With Griner coming back, they'll probably slow the pace down because you're looking at their last couple of games. They scored 91 both times, but that's without her. They're just running up and down the floor. So I like that point. Washington, a lot of their scores are missing on that side, even though I think they went over that last game, or maybe it was the game before. But I just don't. For one, Washington on the road plays towards the under, and then they're missing all of their main scorers. I mean, they got a couple people in there, but I just don't trust it. If I'm playing anything here, it's under 158.5.
Okay, I can dig it. Ronald and Skee possibly looking towards the under in this game, my guys. I don't even have a lean on this fucking game, to be honest with you, man. So it's just crazy. The Sky, they started out so good. Now they getting smoked them there every night. I love to see it, man. I hate that fucking team, man. But let's get up out of here, man. What y'all liking on the show for the show today? Closing comments, top looks, Ronald. What you got going over at Wager Talk, my guy? And y'all get ready for Vegas, my guy. It's gonna be a movie. That's a fact. Ronald, what day are you getting there?
18th. 18th, I'm going straight to Teddy's, whatever that barbecue thing is.
Man, you going to no fucking bar? No, I'm messing with you.
Aren't you guys going to that? I thought you guys are. It's like that little network thing.
I don't know.
I will be there.
I don't know.
Maybe I'll come through.
I went last year.
I heard it was pretty dope.
Man, can he cook?
I gotta get some revenge on Teddy's son, man, in that basketball court back there.
Hey, can he cook, man? who on the grill, man? See what I'm saying?
I don't know
Ronald, what you like?
It was already done when I was there, but I'm gonna be there.
Okay, what you like, Ronald? What we like today?
Oh yeah, my bad. So I got 3 plays on the board for me that I like. I mean, I broke them down pretty clearly here on the show. I would say my favorite one, I want to say the Sun, man. I think the Sun. I know this starts off. It kicks off in like 30 or in an hour and 30 minutes, but I like the Sun here. I think the Storm let down in this spot. I think Sun take advantage clearly. Lean towards the over in that game as well. But Sun -7. I actually took that last night. I know it's at 7.5, but my model likes them at double digits. So I clearly love this game here from the spread perspective. So my top play would be the Sun here -7.5.
Got you. And it starting an hour and 30 minutes, little matinee type of spot as well, man. We know everybody gonna be watching it, and hopefully the Sun smack them up for our guy Ronald. Skee, what you liking today, my brother?
I haven't made any bets, but I'm gonna go down to the counter and place some of these. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm honest, man. Sun minus though at 7.5. I like that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Kind of a play. Just continuing with the Indiana first half over. I'm looking at that. Vegas first quarter, first half. Pretty sure I'm gonna get to the window with that. Lynx plus 3.5. I like that. And I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna get to Washington and Phoenix, so I'm probably leave that one alone.
That's a fact, man. Yeah, man, we're gonna be out there in Vegas August 19th. This is my birthday. Y'all come out. I'm not even sure where we're gonna be partying yet, but I got a promoter out there. We're gonna be somewhere. I'm getting a bottle.
Excuse me.
We're going to the club, man.
We're still going to the Aces game though, right?
What day is it? We can go. I'm gonna be right there by it. Yeah, we can go. We'll
go to the Aces game and then we'll go to the party after that.
That's a bit. Yeah, no, the party I'm talking about is gonna be late night. Ski, you know what I'm talking about. Don't you? We'll talk about that. But I didn't make any plays today.
See how I've been living on. I'm gonna be ready.
This guy,
I'm not ready.
All right, we're gonna see, man.
You have to drag me through this.
We're gonna get you some Red Bull, Ronald. Don't worry about it. We stand up to about 5 o'clock in the morning. We're gonna be up to about 5 in the morning, bro. I'm telling you that right now. But and I think 2 Chainz and Big Sean gonna be at Dre's that night too, man. So we're gonna put something together. But no plays for me today. I'm not even going close to betting WNBA. I might not even watch this shit, but I am leaning Lynx plus 3.5 and Fever on the money line -1, whatever. I think the Fever and the Lynx get the job done today. It's just me personally. I didn't bet those, so those are just leans for you guys. We will be back on Thursday talking some WNBA with my guy Ronald Cabang and Skee Profit. Y'all go check them out on Wager Talk. Follow us on Twitter as well, my guys. We will be back. Hey, if you can't get out there to Vegas August 19th, hit us up, man, and we're gonna have some fun. It's all love, man. We appreciate y'all. Have a good day, great week, all that good stuff. We'll see you on Thursday. We out.